Today on Hey, We're Talking, things are popping.
It's going to get juicy up in here.
We're talking about the videos that you get addicted to because we're addicted to them also.
Hey, everybody. I wish I didn't say hey, everybody all the time, but I do. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Hey, We're Talking, the podcast that is on the rise. Let me tell you, I was looking at some stuff today and I was like, wow, we're making hay. Is that a good way to put it? We're making hay?
I don't even know what that is.
You've never heard anybody say we're making hay?
Well,
No.
I've heard the phrase before, but I mean, that's something my grandpa would say. And
Yeah.
I get you like, silly grandpa. I have no clue what you're talking about.
Well, you know, I'm old, so, right? I'm like, what are you guys saying, 56?
At least.
But I'm not. Anyway, welcome to the program. I'm Scott, and with me, as always, are my friends, my confidants, my comrades, my partners in crime. We've got Mr. Derek Tant, who's a little under the weather today.
Hey, Scott. Well, you didn't have to tell everybody.
Well, I mean, they're going to hear it.
Yeah,
Well,
your
I
voice is a little deeper than normal.
Well, I was hoping that the stage health would kick in, if that's a thing.
It is.
I've placed an order for some bourbon with my wife.
She's going to bring you some home so your throat can get loosened up.
I don't know. I didn't see if she read it or not. I'm just gonna put it out there and maybe
Just throw it out into
magically,
the universe.
Maybe in a few minutes she'll show up with like here you go. Here's some Old Crow or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I just said, give me a small, cheap bottle of bourbon. I need it for my cough.
Yeah.
Well, it works awesome. Somebody always told me about a hot toddy, and I didn't know what it was.
They do work.
And last time I was sick, I drank one or two or three. And they were really, really good. I mean, and it helped clear me up, allowed me to breathe a little bit better. So it's not just a theory; it actually works.
By the way, that's
my
Bob.
version of it. Well, my version of it'll just be like a few shots. That's my
Okay.
hot toddy.
You have any
I'll
lemons?
let it warm up. I'll let it warm up in my mouth.
You have any
That's
lemons
something.
or honey available?
Yeah, we got some lemons.
I was
We
going
got
to
some
put a
lemon.
little lemon and honey in with your bourbon. Technically, what you're supposed to do is put lemon, honey, bourbon, and tea. So hot tea,
Yeah.
and you drink it. That's a hot toddy.
It sounds like the worst mixed drink of
No,
all
it's
time.
No, it's not
actually
bad at
very,
all.
very good.
It's not bad
It's
at all.
very refreshing and
It's not
warm
refreshing,
and
but
good.
it makes
To me,
you
it
not feel
was.
sick anymore. By the
Maybe
way,
the first one wasn't refreshing, but the second one was. The
Like-
third one was.
like I said, that's Bob, the drunk, apparently. No, I'm kidding. You're
No,
not really.
I was sick. I was just trying to, help myself get better.
Both of these guys got some cuts going on. They got their hairs cut, for sure. Derek, did you get yours yesterday?
I did. Yeah.
When did you get yours, Bob?
On like Sunday.
Because both of you guys got the. I mean, you took it down a level. Seems like it's a
Wait,
little shorter
whoa.
than normal.
Hold a tick. Sunday? Who cut your hair on a Sunday?
Yeah, who cut your hair Sunday?
Great clips.
Oh yeah, okay, great clips.
Okay,
They're open on
They
Sunday.
were
Sorry.
open. Yeah, they're open till like 5 o'clock on Sunday. So I got out of church and went and got my hair cut.
There you go.
I live in small town West Texas. Everything is closed on Sunday and Monday.
Monday.
So, yeah.
Why?
We got to be open on Saturday. That's the busy day of commerce.
I get
So-
that.
So everybody shuts down on Sunday for Jesus, and then Monday for pretend Sunday, I guess. I don't know.
To have a
just
day
make up.
off, so they just work
Yeah.
5 days a week, is what you're telling me.
A lot of places do
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Barbecue places do that.
Wow, that's interesting.
A lot of places I've seen a lot of businesses, they take their days off on Monday and Tuesday because, let's be honest, there's not a lot of tourism going on Monday or Tuesday. Businesses, they gotta be busy on the weekend. That's when people are off, so that's when they need to do stuff.
Is there ever
I don't know,
really a lot of tourism in rural West Texas?
Well, no,
That's
no,
what
no.
I was thinking.
I'm sorry. I was thinking because I was just in San Antonio, so I'm seeing a lot of places on the road that were off on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
We're
That makes
blaming
sense.
we're blaming Paris for getting Derek sick. By the way, It's
Yeah.
Paris's fault for sure. Paris is a guy, by the way, not a town in Texas. Although it probably is. There probably is a Paris, Texas.
Yeah,
isn't
there is.
There is a Paris, Texas.
But this is a person who lives in the San Antonio area. Who's I don't know if he actually listens, but if he does, we just gave him the king of all shout-outs and made fun of him for getting you sick.
He listens all the time, he says.
Okay.
He listens all the time. And no, I don't believe he got me sick. Paris and his brood are in excellent health. I do work in a hospital, and this has probably been brewing for about the last 3 months.
There's a good chance that some sick person at your hospital got you sick.
There's typically a 3 to 5 day incubation period on most stuff. So,
Really?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
So Derek didn't get it from Paris. But it's fun to say Paris got our friend Derek sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He made him a spread of food. I saw a picture. Was that Instagram or where was that? Where I saw that picture? Made some barbecue or something. What'd you guys do?
That was at Paris's house. That was not on Instagram.
Okay.
But I did take some Instagram pictures. Oh, and Brandy, my wife,
Bourbon on the way.
bring me bourbon on the way.
Okay.
Woo!
Next
All
show,
right.
he's going to be completely cleared up. It's going to be amazing.
And it's going to be a different type of Derek. It might be buzzy, stuffy Derek, but
we gotta be careful. We have a very big show planned later after this show and then the next show. So we don't want to. You guys shouldn't indulge too much. I was already worried about Bob before the show started.
I don't understand why.
Chugging. I don't know what he's doing.
All I had was a drink of cola, and Scott got all freaked out. He's like, "Is there liquor in there?"
Oh, Bob actually warned me. He's like, "We got some important shows this week. Maybe you should drink a little bit."
No.
Hey, but we know when Derek has a few drinks on the show, Derek loosens up a lot.
He's
a lot more.
It gets crazy.
I know, but our listeners enjoy it.
I'm sure they do. But just for this one, I'm going to preview. Can I tell who's going to be on the show?
Because this show
what if he
is
doesn't?
actually,
what if he doesn't show up? And then I'm going to look like an
he
idiot.
may not show up. 2, this show is actually going to air.
Oh yeah,
after he's already on. So what's the point?
So he was a great guest. That's what I'll say.
He was. If he showed up.
Yeah, if he showed up. Anyway, so today we're going to talk. We've just goofing off for the last 6 minutes here, but that's how the show goes, right, guys? Am I right?
True. Got to have fun.
Yeah. And Bob has this, for our pipe smoking friends out there, Bob has this Bones pipe. And if you are a pipe smoker, you know what that is, a Bones pipe. It used to be like this really clean piece of wood looking color, and now it is like the darkest shade of brown. And I was like, how did you do that?
Way. Wait, isn't this the right way to do it?
Oh, yeah. If you're a pipe presenter, you put your hand up so that the camera... It did focus on it if you stop moving it.
I know. Well, my goal is just to make sure that this pipe stays darker than the Queen of Cob's Bones pipe. That's all.
Is
so I
hers
smoke
dark?
it once or twice a year. And that's all.
If anybody has, if you don't know what we're talking about, Chris Morgan has a line of pipes he puts out. $39. Excellent deal. But they have no finishing on it. There's no finish on it. There's no stain. There's no varnish. It is the bare, naked color of the briar. And as you smoke it, it develops a very deep, dark patina. And it's fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But all mine, because I barely smoked them. I think I have 2 or 3 Bones pipes because they're so cool. That mine are all still the color that they came as, because I think I smoked them like once each, maybe, if I was lucky.
Yeah, I know. And then you clean them out real good.
I do.
And all this
I
stuff.
do. I clean them.
I just take them and I throw them up there and grab another pipe.
Wow.
But you're not a pipe guy anymore, Scott. You're a cigar guy.
Listen, let's be real. I'm not really either of those things. I get excited about it, and I think I'm going to be one of them, and then I go, smoking? That's not smart. And then I stop. So it's a passing fancy most of the time. Don't be mad at me, everybody that's a smoke piper. I almost said
who's been drinking, Derek?
I haven't had any.
Real nice.
I have not had anything. Any which way.
Sure.
So let's get to the topic at hand, and we'll just kind of tease it and then come back and actually talk about it. But one of the things that we see, this show is just one of those shows where I think most of the time what we talk about is stuff that if we were all sitting in a room together just like hanging out, this is basically what we would do. Besides talking into microphones, we would just talk about these things that we're talking about right now. And one of those topics that kind of came up was, I believe Derek was talking on Voxer one day and talking about these horrifying videos of people popping things. Now, when I say popping things, I'm talking about like zits and stuff like as I'm saying it, I picture them in my mind, and I'm literally, my mouth starts to feel like I'm going to puke because I've seen some.
Like because you want to lick
the
pus coming out, or
gosh, what is wrong with you? No, because they're so vile. And there's a whole group of people that are totally into these things, like where they lance stuff and just, oh God, the stuff that piles out of it, just vile. Oh my gosh. So Derek was talking about that on Voxer, I think. And then Bob was like, oh, I'll turn that into videos that we love or hate as the topic. So that's the topic for today.
And that's all we do is we literally take things we talk about and say, hey, let's talk about it on the show. Let's make it interesting. Let's talk about it, because we're just regular guys, and we know that most of you listening or watching probably experience the same thing, or
have talked about it with your
videos,
friends.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about how the show works? Everybody knows how the show works.
Every once in a while,
we talk about stuff. That's what we do. We just talk about stuff.
Every once in a while, it's good for people to get a peek behind the scenes of how.
By
this
the
happens.
way, if you don't know how this show works, and it's
190
episode,
193 episodes in,
well,
94.
This is what we do. We pick a topic and then we talk about it. Yes, everybody knows.
Yeah.
But
And
the
if you
good news
didn't-
is we just got on Spotify, so we're going to have new listeners trying to find us.
Yeah.
So thank you for those that have emailed Spotify, and thank you for Podbean for helping us submit it and all that stuff.
Yes.
But not only that, we're a featured podcast this week on Podbean. So this may be the first exposure of, hey, we're talking to somebody. So you kind of got to recap it every once in a while.
I get that, Bob, and I know what you were doing.
He just wants to harass.
We have a potential possibility of new people, and we want to let them know what the show's about. But there's no better way to let them know what the show's about than to just do the show.
Yeah.
Just put it out there.
So that's what we'll do after we take a break, right, Derek?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Today's show is sponsored by Gamefly.com. 30-day free trial. Go to Gameflyoffer.com/HWT. Hey, we're back. I don't know. I got to think a better way to come back from the break, because it's just stupid. Any which way. We're talking about videos we love and videos we hate. And so in this little discussion that we'll have, we talked about before the break that there's like those pimple videos, which are just vile and filth. But go ahead, Derek. What were you going to say?
Yeah. Look, what we're talking about for real is like the little rabbit hole that you go down when you get on YouTube. You watch something, and then the suggestions of videos pop up, and you just spend like 3 hours watching different kinds of videos. So yes, there are people that will have abscesses and cysts on their back.
That's
the
one that I always think of, by the way, is the one with the person. There's one that in particular with a guy that has something on his back, and his wife takes great joy in popping this thing, and it is the most vile crap I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, you do have some that are in like a medical setting. You do have like doctors who they'll do stuff like they'll do blackhead removals, and they'll try to do stuff clean in the office setting. But the best ones are the ones that are like in the garage, and Uncle Billy's had this abscess for 3 years, and it's starting to hurt him. So let's pop it. And so they get like a rusty nail, and they jab the abscess, and it just explodes with nasty pussy goodness.
There's a few people on Facebook that are friends of mine. They'll post these videos every once in a while, and I'm scrolling through doing my thing, and I look and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't. And I catch my wife; she will watch them.
Yeah,
So
because
my wife,
she's into
she's
that
a
stuff
nurse.
because she's a nurse.
As a nurse, she's like, I'm like, why do you watch that? That is the most disgusting thing I could ever imagine. She's like, oh, it's good. It's interesting. It's science and medical stuff, and
It's gross.
just
No,
like,
It's
let's be
terrible.
honest.
It's
You
terrible.
no, it may
Even
be
as a
gross,
nurse,
but she could watch
is
it.
gross. It's
She could
fun.
watch it and be like, okay, well, what would I do as a nurse, or whatever the case may be. I mean, she's told me
What would I
stories.
do? She's
Yeah,
gonna
you
take
gotta-
something sharp and pop it. Is what she's gonna do.
First of all, you wear gloves.
Oh
They
God!
they don't always do that.
Oh Lord, help us. Okay, this
I've
is
heard
terrible.
I've heard some stories from my wife
Oh, dude,
that
not
she's
you
had to
too.
like pack like cotton into a hole
Bob,
inside
come
somebody's
on.
body. It's like
yeah.
this orifice, like she
Bob.
could fit her whole fist in there.
No.
So she did that whole thing. It's
Yeah.
Okay,
disgusting.
stop. Listen.
Yeah, it's called packing.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Okay, listen. One of my best friends is a doctor, and he worked for this wound care place. And so he would take pictures or have pictures. So I don't know why he had the pictures, but he's a Google person, meaning Android. So all his pictures, everything, when you have Google Photos, like everything you have just goes to Google Photos. No matter what device
Right.
you're using, it just goes to Google Photos. So his wife gets on the computer one day to look for a picture of their kids, and all of a sudden there's just these terrible, like, open wound, like slabs of beef, just filth, gook, all inside their Google Photos. And she was like, "What is this?" And they started laughing. So they try to make me see these pictures because they know how much it makes me feel sick. It's not funny. It's terrible. I don't want to throw up. That is the worst.
No,
Thinking about those pictures makes me want to puke. I can't help
Yeah,
it.
it's disgusting. I'm not going to say it was my wife, but somebody told me a story about a woman who had a big cyst on her gluteus maximus,
Dude,
and it was like the size of a softball.
I'm going to
but
have
it
to
looked-
take my headphones off.
But it looked like raw hamburger meat.
Oh, dude, why?
It was.
Oh.
I just got sick just
All right.
hearing the story.
So how about those Tide Pods, guys?
Well, here I'll branch off.
Transition
We'll-
us, please, Bob.
We'll get away
please.
from the pimple popping. One of the ones I absolutely love, and it's really relevant for this time of year, is I cannot stop watching some of the accidents. Like the
car accidents?
You'll see like a 30, 40, 50 mile or 50 car pile up on a highway.
Oh
Somebody's out there with their cell phone, recording it as a semi's going 50 miles an hour into a pile of
That's
cars and stuff.
terrible.
It is, but for whatever reason, that's the video type that I get stuck
That's
on.
how you
like,
get
I'll watch
sucked in?
video after video after video. It's crazy.
I think that most of the time the really good, like, they're not even car crashes. It's like the ones that are in Russia where the people bump into somebody and then the guy gets out and like pulls a knife on them and jumps on the hood of their car and they start backing up. I think it's funny that all these people in Russia have cameras installed into the dashboard of their cars and they just record everything. It's insane. But
Well, I've started doing that on my way to work. I have a
Really?
very short commute to work. But
do you have
when
any
the
good
weather's-
stuff happen yet?
No, not yet. I just missed an accident.
He's all sad. I
but,
just
I mean,
missed
I-
an accident.
I put my phone up on the on the dashboard, and I just record my 10-minute commute to work. And I do it on days where it's super foggy or there's a lot of ice or snow or whatever.
He's just waiting
And-
for disaster. This is so
Well,
funny.
And recently we had some ice and snow that was so bad, like the highways were shut down, and you could see all the trucks piled up, like stuck on the off ramps trying to get up, and then they couldn't, so they started sliding and had to stop, and stuff like that. But not that one piece of evidence yet. So
Okay.
one of these days.
Derek, what's one of the ones you get trapped in, like watching videos that kind of take you in the rabbit hole?
Oh, fail videos. Usually it's like I watch Fail Army a lot, so you get a lot
Yes.
of like trampoline. You get people that are. I love the trampoline fails.
Those are so
you-
bad. Some of them are terrible.
Because you never know. You never know what's going to happen. You never know if the trampoline's going to just collapse and fall apart, or if they're going to fly off the side.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to
I
watch those.
I get stuck, and I don't know how these even come up, but if I ever find those like news anchors, that the bloopers of news anchors, I could watch those all day. And Cheryl, like if Cheryl's in the room with me, we start laughing so hard, like little kids. I mean, we're crying at some of the stuff when these people mess up words, because that's their whole job, is just to be on TV and not mess up. And then when they say stuff that's just totally like, it's usually like sexual innuendo on accident, or the ones that make me laugh the hardest are the people that somehow on live television have like gotten sick and puked or fall over, faint, or I don't know why that makes me laugh so hard.
One of my favorite ones, which we've all seen it, I'm sure, was the weather lady who was like documenting, drawing on the screen, on the green screen, and trying to show where the heaviest rain is. And she drew 2 circles next to each other, and she's like, this is the area where, there's going to be a potential for rain. And then she drew this long loop, basically, that said, okay, this area here, we should see some rain. So it looked like a big penis on the screen. And once
everyone's
she finished
laughing
drawing
in the
it,
background, aren't they?
She realized it, and she's like, oh my goodness. And then, those things are funny to me, though.
Yeah.
It's hilarious when they accidentally drop an F-bomb or say the S word or something like that. It's like, they were just talking. So it is funny.
Yeah.
I saw one. It was, you got the anchors in the studio, and they're trying to, be all fun and cute with the reporter out in the field. And I think there was a reporter. He's a black guy, and he was at like a wine tasting or something like that. And the reporter and the anchor was like, "Hey, trying the wine out there. What are you? Are you a white guy or a red guy?" The guy was like,
"Excuse me."
He goes, "I'm actually a white guy, but I'm also a red guy. So I go both ways." So I mean, he made it like double awkward. It was pretty funny.
There's I think the one that will always be one of the greatest is the lady, the grape stomp lady, who falls down and goes, oh, when she's up on that thing, and the people are like, oh, that looks like she really got hurt, and all that kind of stuff. They try and cover for it. That is one of the greatest ones ever. I'll never stop laughing.
There was that lady reporting in a hurricane, and then all of a sudden a stop sign comes out of nowhere and just clobbers her.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
I felt so bad for her, but at the same time, how often does that happen?
Yeah.
That was absolutely hilarious.
I also like the ones, more news reporters, when you get like bystanders that are in the background making faces, and or they'll even come on screen and grab the microphone and yell stuff. It's usually like in New Orleans at Mardi Gras or something.
And then the best ones are when the reporter gets angry and like kind of tells them off or like swings at them or something. Those make me laugh pretty hard.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them to where they didn't know they were live, and they're yelling at the cameraman or whatever, and then oh, we're live? Okay, on 7:00 news, it's just like, that's so hilarious. How do you not know if you're getting ready to go on air, or what's going on that you were so distracted?
Yeah. It is fun. It is fun to see journalists on air, news journalists, lose their cool live.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing like that. I mean, that is one of the greatest. There's a great one of Bill O'Reilly when he was on, like, I think it was called, man, I can't remember the name of it now, but it was like this news show, almost like a kind of an Entertainment Tonight, but like supposed to be a current affair or something like that.
Right.
And he has to say something coming out of the break, and they have it on, like, it didn't happen live, but they have it and they played it. And it's so great. He loses his mind. He gets so angry. Why is it fun to watch someone lose their temper that much? Like, I mean, to the point where they look like their head's going to explode. Why is that so fulfilling to see somebody get that angry?
Well, I think go ahead, Derek.
Sorry,
that was so good. We just had our own little news blooper right there. Go ahead.
It's the opposite of what you expect. You expect professionalism. You expect poise at all times.
Yeah.
And when they lose that, it's like, ha, you're human too, jerk.
Yeah, I mean, they're always perfect on the news. If you watch the news, which I don't watch the news very often anymore, especially, but
they all just repeat the same things anyway.
Yeah, but if you watch the news, I mean, they're standing there they're sitting there very professional. They've got all the papers here, and they're reading that teleprompter, acting like they're reading off the papers, and they're very professional. So for them to be out of their element and mess up or any of that, it's hilarious, because it's like, well, we all make those mistakes, but you just did it on live TV in front of thousands or millions of people.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
That's why Ron Burgundy is such a great character, because that's what you think news people are like, is just like people that read the teleprompter and don't have much else to them. They're a little bit empty. Sorry to all the broadcasters out there who may be listening to the program. If you want to sponsor our show, just tell your news director that you'd like to be on Hey We're Talking. You can yell at us.
Yeah, we'll get a little circle at the bottom that says
Yeah.
Channel 8 News or whatever it is.
Did you ever live anywhere that had a Channel 8?
Channel 8 in the Chicagoland area was a Hispanic channel.
Okay.
I don't remember what it was called.
Now channels don't matter to people anymore because they have cable or satellite, so nobody really knows what channel. I mean, they say it on the channel that you're on, but...
Well, typically everybody had 2, 5, 7, 9, and 50.
I've never had
Channel
5.
No, that's NBC in Chicago area. But
in Detroit, it was Channel 4 was NBC. Channel 2 was CBS.
Yeah,
and then it changed.
CBS has always been Channel 2. ABC is Channel 7. NBC is Channel 5. Fox is 32.
This is the least interesting thing we've talked about. Oh, my God. Stop it. Who cares?
But see, this is what we said at the beginning of the show. This is what happens on our show. We just talk about whatever we're thinking about.
So here's another one. So another one of the videos that I love to watch, which I've talked to you guys about it before, and that's why I kind of want to do some of it on this show, is I love to watch like the hot pepper challenges and all that stuff.
Yeah, like Hot Ones is amazing.
Yeah,
but
Hot Ones is great.
It's a different category, really.
Watching people eat Carolina Reapers and do the one chip challenge and things like that. I love watching those videos.
If you think we're eating a Carolina Reaper on this show, you must be crazy.
Well, we're not going to eat a Carolina Reaper, but I want to get some of the one chip challenge to do on the show.
You're nuts. Derek, do you want to do that?
I could. One time when my son when my son was 5, we ate a habanero pepper.
Didn't you show us that video somewhere?
There was no video. You just
told the story. It was so vivid that I think of it as a video.
We just took pictures. Yeah, there was a lot of crying on John's behalf. He ate the pepper and was bawling his eyes out, writhing on the floor. And like 20 minutes later, when it finally subsided, he's like, "When are we gonna do that again?"
Didn't anybody go, "What did you do to your son?" Did anybody yell at you?
We did not broadcast the details. We just showed a picture of us fighting into it, and that's it. The accounts of the story, this is the only telling of it.
I think I mentioned that that on the show before. My son and I, we went to this festival, and we both tried the hottest hot sauce that there was, and we cried for 30 minutes, and it was so hot, and then we went back for seconds. So I get that. I think just part of what we do.
The biggest worry I have about that hot stuff is that I'm going to have I'm going to crap my pants instantly. Did that happen to either one of you guys?
It's the hiccups that gets me. That's what happens to me, is the hiccups.
I'm just worried that I'm literally going to immediately have the runs from something that hot.
The problem is you can't get the chip for the one chip challenge very easy. Like, it's on eBay right now for $80.
Get out of here. I'm not eating a chip for $80.
Here's another one on there for $69.99. But I'm not going to spend $70 on one chip.
No.
It's goofy.
In fact, my limit would be $10. At $10, that's it. And what do they retail for? Do you know what the actual retail price is?
Because they're always sold out. So, I'm on their website right now. Every single time I've ever gone on their website, it's always sold out. So, and it doesn't show the price because it just says sold out.
There's gotta be like at least a knockoff version of it. Maybe not the exact one chip challenge, but something similar.
Something made in China that will maybe give us some kind of disease, but it'll still do the job.
I mean, we could always get a bag of the haunted ghost pepper, and just, if we can't get the one chip challenge.
No.
There was one that I had many years ago. It's called Blair's Death. What is it, like Blair's Death
Mega
Rain
Death Sauce?
So, it's just
with liquid rage.
No, not that. But it's from the same company. It's just a bag of super, super hot chips, and that kind of destroyed me. But it'd be fun to do it with you guys and experience it.
Right.
All right. Well, listen, we probably could continue to talk about this, but let's put a pin in it. We can come back and talk about terrible videos or fun videos. I'm sure we're going to revisit. I mean, how many topics can we really talk about on this podcast before we run out of stuff? Who knows? All right. First of all, we appreciate all of you who listen to the show, watch the show, share the show. You are the backbone of everything that is good and wonderful about what happens here on Hey We're Talking. We really appreciate you. So go on out and share the show with people. If you can, go to our Facebook page. Just look up Hey We're Talking. We're out there. I think it might be Hey We're Talking Podcast now. Is that right now, Bob? Didn't you put
on
podcast
Facebook?
on
Yeah,
there?
it's Hey We're Talking Podcast.
Yep. So find that. Like it. We post stuff there. We also post stuff on Instagram. Not crazy amazing stuff, but we do post stuff there. So we're at Hey We're Talking. That's also the same thing for Twitter. And then on YouTube, just look up Hey We're Talking. And follow us, man. And Podbean, wherever you listen on the podcast app. I mean, we're on literally almost seriously everything now, because we are now on Spotify, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Bob, thank you.
It just came. I just noticed it like within the last day, so I was excited to see we finally got our audio up there.
Yep. So any which way, we will be coming right back at you with another fresh, hot, piping edition of Hey We're Talking in a couple of days. We love you. And Derek, how you feeling, man?
I need a drink.
All right. On that note, Derek's going to get a drink, and we'll see you soon.